Speaking about yeshiva, I know there's a lot of people here in the community that don't send their kids to yeshivot because of money. Not that they're against yeshivot. Some people, they're against yeshivot. Even you offer them yeshiva for their children for free, they don't want. On purpose, they want public school. Why? They think in public school they'll become academic. They'll be able to go to college and all this nonsense. First of all, it's not true. There's plenty of yeshivot with great academic skills, and many of the people who graduate this yeshivot continue to colleges and became serious big shots. That's a fact. You cannot deny it. Second, there are religious colleges, different religious colleges, without going into names, because I don't know which one is good, which one is bad. I don't know. I don't want to speak. I don't want to endorse. I don't want to speak bad against something I'm not aware what's really happening there. I hear rumors to here and there, better not to talk. But I'll tell you one thing, that there are people that even if their academic skills were not the greatest, they got accepted to these religious colleges, and many of them got a great job. Architects, doctors, you know, computer engineers. They found a nice job with their skills. That was not the greatest. That's the second issue. Third issue now, most of the parents who refuse to send their children to yeshiva because it costs them $600, $700, $800 a month, sometimes more. I was told by one of the rabbis in Be'er Agola Yeshiva here in Brooklyn, every person that you come across your kiruv word that cannot afford to send his children to yeshiva because of money, please send them to us and we will do everything we can to help him. We'll help him with the tuition. It won't be a matter of money. We cannot afford that Jewish kids will be destroyed and their soul will be murdered because their parents do not want to pay or they cannot pay. On purpose, I say, do not want to pay before cannot pay, because that's the case. Most of the times the parents can pay. Some of them live in millions of dollars mansions here. They're just stingy, or they don't understand the importance of the yeshivot. They don't understand. They think, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, half of the school are Jewish. It's a Jewish area here. Yeah, but the way they raise them there leaves them no chance whatsoever to be righteous. No chance. Violence, drugs, knives, bullying, blackmail, horrible kinds of learning, all kinds of kfirah in Hashem, no modesty, boys and girls, sins, abortions, tattoos, dirty language. That's where you want your children to? I promise you that if I was one of these parents here that couldn't afford yeshiva, no way in the world I would send my children to public school, even if I was secular. Nothing to do with religion. Even if I was secular, I would not send my children to a public school. Rather, they will be totally ignorant, but good, decent people as we raise them in a house, than to become criminals from what the influence of the place over there, with all kinds of people that only look like people, you know, but behave like in a safari. I would never allow my son to be in the same class with someone who has a knife in his pocket, or someone that takes heroin, or someone that every other word from his mouth is a curse, or someone who watched the most filthiest movies on earth, or girls that never heard of the term of getting dressed when you leave the house. I wouldn't want my daughter to be in the same class with girls like this. And it's nothing to do, again, that's before we're getting into our obligation as religious Jews. We're talking as decent, common sense human being. So all these people who think they do a favor to their children by sending them to public school, you should know the truth. You're murdering the children, and you will be judged 100% as a murderer, no discount. I repeat again, 100% as a murderer, but much worse than a physical murderer. Because the physical murderer killed a person. If he killed him when he was 30, and he was supposed to live another 40 years, he's judged on the 40 years that he should have lived. You took away 40 years of his life. But a spiritual murderer that take a Jew that was supposed to be one day a rabbi or a tzaddik or shomer Shabbos and put this little kid in a public school because he was stingy or because he wanted him to be a doctor or whatever the nonsense when he was in his head. All right? And he put him in a place knowing that his soul will come nothing near Hashem. There's no chance over there to become close to Hashem. And he put him there and he sleeps well at night. He will be judged as someone who murdered the soul for eternity. Not for 40 years or 50 or 100 years. No, for eternity. I say the truth, whether you like it or not, it's up to you. But at least I know that when I come in front of Hashem, I screamed it hundreds of times. People listen, some listen, and move their children. And one time when I said it, I saw a guy in the crowd crying. A man was crying, crying, crying. Lots of tears came out. As soon as I finished, he came to me and said, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you spoke. I'm asking myself how I could not think about it on my own. Even simple things like this that everyone knows that they exist, people sometimes don't think. I don't know what goes to the mind of these parents on the day they go and put their children in these places. Better that they stay in home all day, better they stay home all year, that they're going to be there with people who turn them into monsters. Better. And if you think that private schools are a lot better, not necessarily. Private schools also have drug epidemic and kfirah and dirty language and dirty movies and all kinds of pedophiles there. Lots of problems over there in these places. In Israel, they have a say on the news. What do they say on the news? Bnei Tovim nitpesu be'ones. Bnei Tovim means children of decent families got caught in rape or Sodom Act or drug dealing or murder, or they joined the cult of the Satan and they take the blood from the cats and drink it, and that's the condition to join the cult. And they say, Bnei Tovim. You say, enough with this nonsense, change this stupid title. Someone like this you can call him Bnei Tovim? Children of decent? Children of garbage, not children of decent. If his children is like this, that means he has a share in it. Nobody becomes a monster unless if his parents are responsible for that. Sometimes, yes, there is an exception to the rule. You put him in good yeshiva, you gave your life for him, he met somebody crooked, you got him off the derech, there's nothing you can do. What can you do? No. You tried, you cried, you prayed, you paid. You did everything right. You gave a good example. He met somebody bad somewhere and finished. You can ruin all your job. Yes, it happens. But many of the time, all this liberalism, if the father is pro-gays, what do you expect that one day son come and say, I want to be one of them? If the father is pro-Arabs and terrorists, what do you expect that his son voting for Obama and for the Hamas? What do you expect? This is how he was raised. If the mother was naked when she left the house every day, what do you expect from her girl? As soon as she's 10 years old, she feels that it's great to be naked. This is it. It's reality. And then you put them in a school that you know they'll get destroyed over there. It doesn't bother you as long as one day they'll be lawyers. As long. One day they'll be lawyers.